Hello and welcome everyone to episode 224 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece Read Through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, freelance manga letterer extraordinaire, and man, I think this is the one you've all been waiting for. Like, not gonna mince words here. Like this is like that set.
Yeah, these are the fights that you were like, okay, they have to happen at some point. They have to happen at some point. But it also has the odd effect of being, I'll admit, like they are hype. But I will say, after I finished them, there's like, that's it. Like, it's not that they're not cool. It's just way shorter than I expected. And maybe it's because it's been a while since Sanji and Zoro have gotten true one-on-one fights. But I have to remember that really only Luffy gets dragged out fights in the grand scheme of things. Sanji and Zoro don't normally have it happens where it's, I have to remember, it's like it is like this in the past where it's build up. We're finally getting to that. We're getting that. Okay, now it's time to focus it and done. It's like,
whereas we're kind of in a weird spot because it's like they've been fighting King and Queen and we just been kind of like cutting back to it every now and again. So I feel like taken in totality, it's actually fairly meaty, but like they don't have really like extended stretches to breathe. So they do feel kind of like once it's done, it's like,
like there's this push and pull to Luffy versus Kaido that I just did not feel with Queen and King here. Because I'm going off the assumption that King is done with this, by the way.
Right.
And like I said, it's not bad, but it's like, It was one of those things. It's like, wait, it's over. that's sort of the reaction from it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how reevaluation, reading back, going back through, will color. Now that I don't have the expectations, like, all right, drag out fight, let's do this. Let's see how this goes. What happens here? So I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I'm still personally, I'm still quite fond of these, but like I totally understand where you're coming from.
You know what? The other thing that might color it is that little bit of the Zoro fight that I happened to catch on the anime, where it seems so big and epic and huge going on. And I'm like, oh damn, the manga must be cool as well, and it is.
Yeah. But
the anime goes further, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was actually something, and I had felt that a way about chapter 1000 as well, right? Which is like a great chapter, but most of my memories of like the really great stuff is like the additions and character moments that the anime had added for episode 1015. And so there's a little bit of that going on too, where kind of the anime versions have been in my head for a little longer, and so I kind of maybe subconsciously like, that always happened, as we'll see. Like there are bits where I was like, oh yeah, the anime filled this out, that's why it didn't feel so like it was just kind of over and done with.
It's sudden, it's like, oh okay. Kind of sure. Again, I don't want to like, I don't think I come down hard on it. It's like, oh, this is a bummer, these sucked. It's nothing like that. It's just like, it's just like blink and you miss it is more of its style.
I'm excited to dig into the elements of these that are really, really strong. I feel like the characterization is that's the meat of it.
There's where that's at. They do very well there. Let's just get right to it with our first chapter, 1031, Warrior of Science. And we start out with a color page spread. And we were talking about this before. I was like, what is the theme here? And then he was like, oh, first mates. And I'm like, oh, or I guess second in commands, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I think first mate. Yeah.
This is because we have Sabo and then I saw.
Right, yeah, and I guess Soppo's not a pirate, so I guess that makes sense. The thing for me is Shiryu. I was like, bro thinks he's on the team. It's like, when did they ever say that Shiryu was the Blackbeard's first mate? You know,
I mean, it wasn't really established who the first mate was with Blackbeard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you look at the crew that he was with, and I can see how Shiryu would take over as that second in command type thing.
Yeah, he's definitely, you know, he's the prison guard. He's the guy who's used to kind of wrangling up a bunch of, you know, ragtag pirates and that sort of thing. And, you know, you look at Blackbeard's crew, and I think they are intentionally, it's very kind of mishmash hodgepodge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really anybody could have been the first mate. I was surprised to see the Shiryu.
And then you got I did not realize Katakuri was first mate. Honestly, I didn't even think about the aspect of first mate when it came to Big Mom's crew. It seems
that is true. Yeah, because it's funny because you have Perospero, who's the eldest son, but you know Katakuri's got the higher bounty, so.
Yeah. And then passage of time hit. I have not realized this. Did not realize Ben Beckman's hair had turned gray, because I looked at the anime early on when he was introduced. That's brown hair, so.
Okay.
At least on the early stuff. But yeah, he went gray quick.
2 years is all it takes.
Yeah. Jeez.
I'm sure being first mate for a captain like Shanks is very stressful.
They'll do a number on you. So anyway, let's get to the chapter itself, where Big Mom finally got some damage on her, courtesy of Lol and Kid. So, you know, everybody's marveling at it. It's like, she got crushed by the iron beams. Even Big Mom couldn't have survived that. It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
I love these. I think, okay, I was like whose man's is this? I think they're just random pirates.
Yeah, there's random guys here watching. It's like, oh my God, because it looks brutal. It definitely was brutal.
Yeah.
But no, that's not going to do squat. And this is sort of the fight I'm like imagining. This has the back and forth that I imagined for Zoro and Sanji as well. And I think this is kind of captured it, because it is a monstrous enemy that you're fighting. But even before that point when she comes back, I do like how Law's like, okay, we're going to try to figure this out. So the magnet fruit allows you to assign magnetic qualities to something. How long does the power hold? It's like, I'm not going to tell you my secrets.
The awakening, at least. Yeah,
the awakening for it. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you my secrets. Apparently not long, because those pieces start flying off as Big Mom just rises up, and you can see her shadow in there, and she is actually bleeding.
I love that shot too. Just like this gigantic monster rising from the ashes. And the first thing she says, life or Oshiruko.
And that is terrifying. I'm sorry. Big Mom is awesome. These moments where she's just an unstoppable force sells her so much for me.
All the goons are freaking out. I think these are from Kaido's crew. They're like, we got some Oshiruko replies. Like, no, we spilled it all. And so their lifespans is because they're clearly, as we had proof with Jinbei, as long as you don't fear her, you know, her power doesn't work. But you know, she's just like
just grabs
all the souls.
All of them, and
they
like starts granting him life to all the still girders around her. It's just like
just great.
And this shows you how much business she means, because I'll use an entire year of my lifespan. Anything less won't serve to strengthen me. And she gets even bigger by sacrificing a year of her life.
This is like final boss vibes. Like that shot of her just towering over Law and Kid. And, you know, she's like, I haven't felt this much pain in decades, I think. It's very impressive, you two. Trafalgar Law and Captain Kidd, I'm sure you've come from my throne just like Straw Hat. So take it if you can. Prove you're worthy of being an emperor of the sea. And her, like, eyes are like, they got like flaming soul powers coming out of it. It is so... Man, I love Big Mom.
Yeah, they've got Prometheus and Hera. Like she truly does exude final boss energy, like no other One Piece villain. Good God,
absolutely.
Meanwhile, Law's just like, I just want to learn history and I got to beat this old hag.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
like, hey,
the other
don't
thing
hold
too.
back.
Like at this point, it's like, getting into like the second phase. It's like, oh, Big Mom is like, she's powering up and raring to go, and both Law and Kid are like, oh god.
It's that point in an RPG. It's like you're trying to like, oh god, I got to find a way to pump my party with potions and get back to full health in order to take on this second phase.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god,
they are winded after the first round. So this is not. I feel like you keep saying, you don't really know how they're going to make it out of this one.
No,
it is still even more of a long shot than even like Luffy versus Kaido feels at this point.
Yeah, this really does feel like a highlight of the fights for me. This is slowly becoming one of my favorites, and it's just Big Mom versus everyone. that's really what it comes down to. From the moment we got the whole cake till now, it's just, what do you do to take out this woman?
Yes,
I don't
exactly.
know.
And I'm glad too, because I feel like, as an Emperor of the Sea, it should feel hard to take her down.
Absolutely.
And I feel like Oda has done a good job of, even at this late in the game, of not really undermining that, of not being like, oh, Big Mom is like, you don't really feel like, oh, she's like second to Kaido. She feels like his equal.
Mm-hmm. You can envision a world where she defeats Kaido.
Mm-hmm.
Quite handily. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's not great. The performance floor is hell. The whole castle is a sea of flames, which is another thing I think the anime, because I grabbed those little blurbs at the end of episodes. And one thing that's emphasized in the anime, from the little bit I saw when grabbing the confrontation between Killer and Hawkins last week, that the castle is much more on fire than you ever get a sense of in the manga. Like, it's just constantly showing backgrounds filled with like everything is on fire. It is a pure chaos. And there it just seems like more segmented areas that have those.
And it's like you can see the smoke billowing in some of these shots, but I feel like because the way Oda is using contrast, and I think he's right for this, is that he emphasizes sort of like the blacks and the whites for the characters, so that the characters stand out from the background. And so you kind of, even if his paneling can get a little bit cluttered at times, there's been a long-standing criticism and all that, but like, I feel if you slow down, you kind of can generally know who is where.
Yeah.
But I think the anime has the added benefit of color.
Yeah. Funny that. Have a little bit of motion to show the actual flames happening and then so forth. And, it's not just, sometimes you see the smoke and it's just, battle smoke. Somebody got crashed into something, and it emphasizes, things being destroyed. But, yeah. There goes that fight, as here comes Yamato. It's like, it's just nothing but soldiers straight ahead. I guess I'll circle around through the cave chamber. Speaking of the cave chamber, we found out the answer to Drake, to Apu's proposal to Drake. No.
Yes. And not only that, poor Apu. Basically, everybody is like, once you figure out how his powers work, he's kind of nothing. But man, I love this dialogue from Drake too, because he's kind of the homie. He says that my obligation to Straw Hat demands that I put it into you right here, and then goes on about how his attacks work, and poor Pooh's like, quit spilling my secrets. But I like this, that Drake,
he's very honorable. I made a promise, I'm sticking to that promise.
Yeah. Like there's no reason for him to mention that or like to really kind of further his resolve. Like, he could just be like, I don't like you, and as has been established, but the fact that he goes out of his way to say that I'm doing this for Straw Hat, for Luffy, like, that's great. Like, you kind of, again, I feel like I'm glad to know that he's kind of co-workers with Kobe.
yeah all of a sudden, like, hearing all that good stuff about Luffy from Kobe, you probably don't hear anything great about Apu. So there's a bit of a difference there. But let's interrupt this fight by having Yamato burst through. It's like, oh, Drake, Apu, what are the Toby Rappo and an info dealer doing here? And wait, And Apu immediately grasps on it. It's like, wait, Yamato, Kaido's enemy. That idiot Drake is useless to me, so I guess I'll switch my horses. Oh, Master Yamato, I've got very useful information. And
God, that's
just
the great thing about Apu. He sucks. Yeah, that's even better. Is that Yamato's like, come on, man, not right now.
Yeah, it's like, I've cut all ties with Kaido. I'm not on your side. Ooh, even better. And he attacks Drake thinking he's still part of the Toby Repos. He's like, don't try to stop me. He's like, wait, I have nothing to do with Kaido anymore either. Oh, really? Oh, sorry, Drake, I'm in a hurry. Yeah. And just barrels past him.
Yeah. That's so, because again, the Yamato, to recap from last week, right? Like, he's trying to stop a bomb from going off. And then in the meantime, it's just kind of like getting stopped by like hecklers and somebody like trying to sell you something. It's like, no, man, shut up.
It's just imagine this scene from Airplane when he got all the guys trying to, like all the religious people trying to make proposals to that pilot coming into the airport. And he just starts beating him down. But the one of the numbers starts coming after Yamato while the other two are just staying around drinking, and Apu's like, hey, come on guys, keep up. And Drake starts going after him, so it's just got people chasing people. And it's like, man, there's a lot going on here with all that, with just Yamato trying to reach and make sure this place doesn't explode. And then we add another layer to this. And again, I love the, like, nobody is truly safe yet. There's certain segments where they won their fight. They did their thing. They got to still deal with some aftermath. And in the case of Robin and Brooke, CP0 has arrived. And,
yes. And the minks are holding it down, but there's, Brooke's like, watch out. Be careful, my mink friends. They're too strong.
So that's a bad sign if the minks are struggling with these CP0 guys. And Brooke grabs hold of...
You can see one of them just like getting like yeeted in midair.
I know, right? So, time to jump down. We saw those people back in Dressrosa. So why are they here? And we get an explanation from Robin. Out of everyone in CP0, the highest level of Cypher Pole, the agents wearing masks are the most elite. So these guys... I wasn't sure of their relative strength, especially because, it was hard to say whether the, assassin section of Cypher Pole is more deadly than the back air, like the unknown section of Cypher Pole, I guess.
Yeah.
And information dealers. But just the way the guy, again, that mask, nothing. Zwip. Just that enough alone is like, oh God. that's
that
intimidating.
I hadn't clocked it the first time I read this, but I think it's important that we establish this here, that like these guys are actually very, very strong and you should be afraid of them.
Yeah, they seem to be a problem. It was already bad enough when we knew that Rob Lucci was part of it, but now it's like, oh no, these three guys that we've been following around, they're even more dangerous, it seems. So... Oh God!
And that's all the other interesting thing, because that's just kind of where the scene ends, and like we don't really resolve that.
No, not in this chapter.
It's not like Yamato going after the bomb. It's just kind of like, all right, we're just gonna have to run.
Yeah, we gotta go, and it's like, oh, is this gonna be Brooks's one-on-one fight? Like, what's this what he's dealing with? But we'll see as we go through. But Sanji's still having a bit of crisis of faith, especially now, because
this is time for the meat.
This chapter. Oh man, you ain't kidding, because he's being yelled at because he's outside the pleasure hall once again. It's like, and one of the girls is yelling at him. It's like, how could you do that to such a young girl? Aren't you with the Wano army? And he's like, yes, but no, but I didn't do anything. And he just sees this girl bleeding from the forehead, and he's like, I thought, and it's a crisis of faith, because he does not hit women. It's the one thing he can't ever do. And just, and having the memory of how his brothers beat that waitress or that server.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it's well informed right at this point, because it is like, because you don't know what happened. And Sanji, he ran off specifically because he was like, oh, I don't want to turn out like them, like I don't want to lose my sense of self, or I don't want to lose kind of the thing that makes me human, right?
Yeah. And I love how he just walks out in a daze from the pleasure hall.
It's
like lost in thought. And here's Queen. He's like, where have you been? The pleasure hall is not open for business, Germa. My body's not itching. And then Sanji's just thinking, it's like, my body's not itching anymore. Is the transformation over? I remember that I was running along deep in thought. And and there's this girl who's like, I'm so sorry, I'm not Kaido's henchman, I swear, I'm just a geisha who was brought from the flower capital, please let me go. And you have this darkened face on him, and the next moment she'd been knocked through the air and was bleeding badly. She was looking at me with fear in her eyes. So Luffy, which would you prefer? And again, this internal monologue, and Sanji gets to be the pervert, and it's not always amusing, a lot of times not amusing, but having it work in this way with how much he cares about not hurting women really coming to a head where he thinks he did. I never thought we'd see anything like that, where he went against that
he's like
that creed.
Yeah, it's we've never seen him like actively like question his morality like that. It's kind of a different angle, right? Like compared to say like his time with Germa, right, where he was immediately like, you guys stand for the opposite of everything I believe in, and that was great seeing Sanji double down on his beliefs that no, I am right to believe this way, and now we're kind of seeing the other side of that, where it's like now that my body is kind of going through this change, and it's like, am I actually losing my sense of self? Just the idea, just between I've never seen Sanji interact with other women, and they're like afraid of him, and he doesn't know what to do, and he's like no, like this is he's been caught in a situation that is just like kind of completely foreign to him, because it's just where we saw him with Black Marine, he's like, I want to love all the ladies, it's just like it's completely
it doesn't matter what they do to him, he will never hit back. So it's the fact that it's this random woman that he apparently hit, that's not a threat, straight up caught in the crossfire, and it shakes him to his core, and that leads to a scene that you can kind of predict when you read through it. Doesn't make it any less badass and cool.
I got it. It's chills. It's Sanji. Chills. Yeah.
Just
this is
him.
This is like, God, we talk so much on the show about like Sanji is such a hard character to love sometimes. Moments like this, he's one of the easiest characters to love.
And that's the crazy thing. Sanji goes back and forth from some of the worst moments to some of the best moments, and that's why Sanji's just all over the place for a lot of people.
Yeah, but like you want to root for him to do better, and so in those moments when he does, it's great. And I you can go ahead. The monologue here in the scene is like, God. Well, for one, I feel like we so rarely get monologues from Straw Hats like this. We talk a lot about how Luffy, we never hear his internal thoughts. I feel like that goes for most of the Straw Hats. And so getting kind of this extended monologue from Sanji is like, I love the stuff to pieces. Yeah.
And for that monologue is like, Luffy, which would you prefer? The regular flesh and blood me who turns into a helpless wreck whenever I face an opponent who is a woman? Or a cruel, cold, emotionless warrior of science who can crush even monsters like him as long as you give me the order? Which one's going to be more useful to the king of the pirates? And again, the fact that they're this close is like, yes, he is going to be king of the pirates. I need to be the most useful for him. That alone is great. It's like, I don't know what will happen yet, but here goes. And he just pulls out the canister to first transformation and says, I've made up my mind. And Queen gets so excited. It's like, oh, is that your Germa suit? And I have to assume that this thing, this is Sanji. I have to assume that this thing caused the science that was already in my body. And he tosses it to the ground and steps on it and destroys it. So, it's awakened and activated. Well, I can't do anything about that, but I can say no more. I am not going to be a German soldier. And, Queen's upset because he wanted to see him transform. And, farewell, Germa. Farewell, women's bath. This is the one fight I have in myself. And that's the thing. This was, again, the dream he had. He wanted the invisibility suit, invisibility power. For the devil fruit, he wanted
so badly
invisibility. It's like the fact that the suit had the invisibility function was like dream come true. But the fact that it goes that much against his core morals, and then he just throws away is beautiful.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely beautiful. It's such a like out of context. It's so funny.
It sounds like God, this guy's an asshole, but out of context,
right? Like farewell, woman's bath, but like no, that he actually is, and that is sort of the character development that I want to see, right? And with sort of some of the stuff, I feel like Sanji's journey throughout Wano has been so interesting because and I felt this way in the moment while I was reading it for the first time and reading these chapters weekly, and it was like it felt like he was regressing, right? It felt like. In some ways, it felt like all the stuff that we went through with him on Whole Cake was, and I wouldn't say for nothing necessarily, and it was satisfying to, after all that, to see Sanji kind of back to his like old goofy self. But then, that I felt like that also meant that Oda was like, I can go back to, Sanji being a horn dog as usual.
Right.
But for all of that to kind of build up to this, and let alone, the Black Maria moment, and you're just kind of like, oh darn it, Sanji, right? Like you can't quite get there yet. But that it was all building up to this moment where he has to decide, right? Like he's like, look, this thing is turning me into a warrior, a German warrior, and just like, but
that ain't me.
Exactly. Like I have to make a choice, and so he makes the right choice in this situation, and I love that. And I also love the because part of me is wondering too if like post Whole Cake, the way that Sanji is like, he's still kind of thinking of himself and his role relative to Luffy as like what would be more useful to you. And I don't think Luffy would never think that way, right? He's like, Sanji is Sanji, right? Like he's my chef. The fact that you are here is why you're important. But that like Sanji still kind of he still kind of reviews relationships in this almost transactional way, I think, just from his upbringing and from kind of the inherent trauma that he holds from it. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it really is. And you get the sense that whenever Sanji does return to Pudding, he'll be a better man for her.
I think so.
Because I'm sorry, that ship is permanent now. That is just how it is.
I would be a little disappointed if the manga ends and we don't do anything with that.
I know, right?
Like the just sort of like, all right, you had your fun, moving on, right?
That is Sanji's ultimate win, is that he gets Pudding. Not gets,
yeah. I mean, come on, she's a chef,
there's,
right?
It's so perfect together. And she's
absolutely
so like him. Once she realized she liked him, she became him, and that's too perfect. So it's not like winning it or anything like that, but it's you see it, and wants to be worthwhile. It's nah.
That was a great conversation about Sanji's characterization, but I feel like this next scene is the icing on top.
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Because he brings out the transponder snail and calls up Zoro. He planted it on him. It's like, when did I have this? And you can hear Sanji come through. He's like, I stuck it in your stomach band just in case you were dying in a ditch somewhere. It's like, oh, I didn't ask for your help. It's like, just listen, I'll be quick. We're going to beat the Animal Kingdom pirates real soon. It's like, Zoro's like, yeah, you think I didn't know that? But after the finisher, if I'm not in my right mind, I want you to kill me. It's like, what?
Wow.
It's like, and that's huge. Again, to even ask Zoro of this favor. He knows he can't ask Luffy. Luffy wouldn't do it. Zoro would. Like,
yes. But that also that Zoro is the one that he trusts the most to do this.
Exactly.
Man, no, I see where the shippers get it. I've been seeing it, but like scenes like this, man, where like you have that inherent trust in each other, and of course, Zoro's like, all right, man, whatever. I have something to look forward to after I finish this, but then that last little bit is like, don't die before then. Thanks, and they hang up.
That's all it is. That just there's
bros,
there's that
man.
Mutual respect. There's that mutual respect that you can just read between the lines, and I love this. It's just like, all right, business taken care of, and he just like immediately goes super fast that Queen can't see where he's at. He's like, where'd he go? Is this more science, son of Judge? And Sanji's just pissed. It's like, no, I'm already burning up. I don't need you throwing more fuel on the fire, and just unleashes on him with hell memories and just sends him flying.
Also, shout out to Hell Memories also, because that was an attack, if you recall, we first saw on Fishman Island, and it was initially because of his trauma of hanging out with
yeah.
the Kamabaka Queendom. And so it was like the memories of hell, were burning him aflame because he just hadn't seen a woman in 2 years. But now it has been completely like changed into anytime you bring up Vince Smoke, anytime you bring up Judge, that is now hell memories. And I like that we've sort of rightfully just kind of shifted that.
It's progression. It's progression. It's character development. It's good.
It is. Yeah.
Thank God.
No, that is A+ Sanji content, that chapter.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of his best chapters, maybe in the series.
Might be. We do have an SBS before we move on, though, so let's check this out. And gotta send you a link right off the bat, because the first one is please personify Usopp's weapon Kuro Kabuto and his clasped satchel.
Before I look at this, I think it would be really funny if he was hot.
It would be really funny if he was hot. He's not hot. they're not hot.
Oh man!
Like, I like how Usopp kind of looks cool, but the two guys with him, honestly, like, whatever.
This is, I mean, that, like, the designs aside, it's kind of a cool movie poster.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let's see. Basically like a superhero and a mafia dude. That's all. Next one. I've been wondering for a long time now, when and where did Luffy first learn the term Pirate King? And Oda goes, well, he learned it from Shanks' stories. Of course, Shanks didn't tell him that he used to be on the Pirate King's ship. Before meeting Shanks, Garp had told him to become a Marine, but since he wanted to be able to adventure freely, Luffy was already somewhat resistant to the idea. So, and, hearing the idea of being the king of the pirates, the most free. Yeah. You can see why that would appeal to a kid like Luffy.
And to hear that from Shanks of all people, right?
Yeah. So perfect.
Yeah. That's also really interesting because I remember there was a line when Shanks showed up in Marineford and Garp was like, oh, that's the guy who turned Luffy into a pirate, basically. But it's interesting, the kind of the implication that, like, Luffy, even though he hadn't really understood what, like, pirates were yet, he knew he didn't want to be a Marine.
Yeah. He just had an idea based off interactions with Garp. So, yeah.
With Shanks.
Yeah, well, he heard about being a Marine from Garp, but he's like, nah, I don't want
that. From Garp. Yeah, sorry. I was half listening.
That's all right. Final one for this one is, looking at the cover page of chapter 1031, it seems like Beppo is the number 2 of the Heart Pirates, right? I was surprised because I thought that Penguins, Shachi, and Beppo were all tied for number 2. Are you saying that Beppo, with Sulong, is the strongest between them? And Oda goes, oh, that cover, huh? Like Zoro, not all of these characters have a title of first mate. I selected the number 2s as I saw fit. Usually Shachi and Penguin are more dependable, but those two, who have seen Beppo's Sulong form, are no match for Beppo in terms of fighting power. They acknowledge that. So
they've seen Sulong Beppo.
Yeah. I wonder how Beppo can control Sulong.
Ooh. Oh, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One of our better SBSs.
yeah, not bad. No perversion.
Yep. All right. Let's get to chapter 1032, Odin's Beloved Blade. And Yamato gets a reader request. Just him and some black cats making some deliveries. Nothing crazy, but there it is.
That's cute.
Yeah. It's neat. Let's get into the chapter itself, where Marco is helping Izo out with something. It's like, why am I carrying a wounded man around? It's like, sorry, it's just that message earlier. The outcry about an enormous apparition has me feeling uneasy. Where was that enemy before? So these two are sort of working together again. And sounds like the castle's on fire.
The shot of Marco flying by his giant Big Mom now.
This kaiju level Big Mom. And it's like,
the
funny thing is, we don't even check on how Kid and Law are doing. It's just like, there she is.
I just assume that they're getting beat.
Yeah, it's not good for them. Not at all.
Belt to ass, as it were.
Yeah. And we don't even fully see what they're up to in the moment. All we see is more of Kaido's crew panic is like, the samurai blocking the exit. Bring out the cannons. We're going to burn alive if we don't get through to the open. And we've already reached the second level basement with Yamato, where Apu is still chasing him down. It's like, hear me out. It's like, I'm busy right now. Don't follow me. And Drake is chasing after Apu, is being like, haven't you learned your lesson? And that's when one of the numbers shows up. Is like, oh, Fuga, it's nice to see you again, but I'm in a hurry. I like how Yamato just does not acknowledge the numbers whatsoever. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. At this point, you're already done. And then this whole sequence again, just comedy of errors. While all this is happening, you see Brook and Robin kind of falling from like 4 stories high, just onto Fuga's like sheep. What do you recall?
Yeah,
whatever sheep
mane.
have.
Oh yeah.
Or no, this is like his hair.
Oh yeah, because Fuga has. I just saw this from behind. Fuga's a minotaur.
Yeah,
I did not realize that. Huh. That's wild.
I don't know if he was always a minotaur.
I mean,
I feel like
he's not a smile fruit user, so
yeah. The wild thing about the numbers is how kind of useless they've been.
Yeah,
I feel like they've been
they don't factor
kind of the
all.
biggest disappointment. They don't do anything, which is kind of the point. They're just a bunch of drunkards. But this feels like one of those ideas that Oda had and was like, no. Okay,
I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, the most he did with him was have that shot of like, the numbers are arriving. You got these huge forms in shadow going through earlier, and then
I like that. Yamato one-shot one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was neat. I guess that's a nice symbol of how strong he is.
Yeah. That's really it, though.
Yeah. But they Brook and Robin land in Fuga's hair, and here comes the 2 CB0 members coming right after him. And it's like, oh, we'll just have to fight. And it's like, wait, what is that? And then behind them is the giant monster that's setting everything aflame. It's already made its way down to this second floor, and the 2 CP0 members just catch fire and get engulfed in this monster.
Welp. That's 2 down at least.
Yeah, I don't think they're dead, but they're definitely done.
Yeah, and it's also I feel like we had established just how dangerous. What is it? Kazenbo, I think.
Yeah, Kazenbo. Yeah, you're right.
But just seeing it, like, all right, it's just kind of slowly again, just very very reminiscent of like Punk Hazard Smiley, just coming down. People getting burned alive. Like, oh god, to just get out of the way. But that's when Yamato kind of gets a little light bulb in his head, and he's like, it's going lower. If it goes down any further, it's gonna reach the explosives.
That's not good. So that's when he shouts out, the entire island's going to explode. Fuga, I need your help. And turns out, I immediately forgot about that. It's like, CP0 is fine. They're on the other side of the flames.
Yeah.
They just went through. It's like,
they tanked it.
They're going to be after us again soon, so let's get out of here. And all of a sudden, Apu is just taking pictures of them like crazy. And going, lapdogs of the celestial dragon spotted in Kaido's castle. What a scoop this is. I bet Morgans will pay big for these pics. So Apu always has a side hustle.
Yeah, always a side hustle. And he's also correct, right? Like, I think to kind of remind where we're at is like, they shouldn't be here right now. Like Wano is pirate country, right? Like, it is unaffiliated with the world government, which is why they're sending ships to occupy it once this whole battle is over. So like they've been doing backdoor shady deals. But then I love that this agent is like, don't get it over your head, and just finger pistol straight in, like, looks like it hit like an artery, like the way the blood is spurting out of him.
Straight into Apu's neck, and he goes down.
He's down, and I'm like, I don't think he's dead, but like that does look painful.
I think he's done being a factor.
Yeah,
and
well,
maybe. Who knows? I should also mention to everybody, I read it earlier, but I then didn't get a chance to reread today. So if I'm missing something about Apu showing up later, whoops. But hey, I get to be surprised again. I remember the big stuff. But I do love this. I remember these moments, like, Diaz, Drake. Do you think you were not aware of exactly who you are? Then why don't you start with the excuses? inconvenient truths are meant to be erased, and they're going after him as well. It's like
yeah. They're like, all right, yeah, we got smoke for everybody.
yeah.
But
Oh, that's right.
that's Apu with the save.
Apu with the save. We got the boom.
Despite being stabbed in the neck.
I forgot to change the damn. I'm so dumb. This is what I get for not rereading on the day it is. But
yeah, I was like, oh, we're gonna turn the page.
yes, we are. That's on me. I was the time I usually spend reading. I was editing on the book.
Fair enough.
It's
a little thing. It happened. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, how dare you not remember that Apu survived being stabbed in the neck?
Yeah, there's not just immediately
he was down for a page,
and that we shift from. I should have remembered this because I remember this being like, oh my god, because I did not expect it to be turned from Drake versus Apu to Drake and Apu versus CP0.
Yes. I do love how also we have Drake is like, oh, you're still alive, and he's like, yeah, I know how to use a little thing called armament hockey, idiot. Just like, okay, fair enough. You know what?
It's like,
that's what me.
You're in the Navy, aren't you? It's like, shut up. Or are you in or are you out? It's like, oh, they started this fight. No, you did. Oh, of course I'm in. And again, did not expect Drake to.
This team up's kind of hype. It's a little hype, I have to admit.
Yeah, it's not what you expect. And honestly, you got to wonder if Drake's going to stay a pirate after fighting CP0 like this.
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, they were already like, we got to kill him. And I think that was a few chapters ago where they were like, we have to make an example out of him. Or was that
No, that was
that Who's Who?
It was Who's Who.
Yeah, I think
they were talking about.
Yeah, those Who's Who. Okay, yeah. I'm getting it mixed up.
That's all right. I'm bad with the future. You're bad with the past. But time to check in on Zoro versus King. I love how you could see Momo down there trying to still push back the Onigashima.
Yeah,
push. Yeah, he's still there. And oh god, the fact that we got to continue the rule of threes, baby. This is amazing.
Yeah, rule of threes. Yes. And you were wondering, right? Like, oh, you know, this fight is a little silly. Like, it's like
little
10%
silly. It's not fully silly, but it's still
it's a good gag.
Because King grabs a hold of the wing on the back of his head, pulls it back to show his beak goes like into his mouth. So it's like type face.
He's like,
and so it's like, huh? So he's supposed to pull back on the back of his crest like that. And it's just called Imperial Deep Pride, where he lets go and it just slingshots a stake straight at Zoro and just causes massive destruction. And he's like, how can you block that? It's like a laser beam.
Well, and then I also love, because as we'll see later, King's his attacks are food puns, of course. So I think this is deep fried steak. I think it's deep fried steak.
Oh, I didn't even get that. That's nice. That's good. That's really good. And it just goes, the pteranodons of the ancient past hunted their prey just like this. Damn it. I had no idea.
Yes. Bringing it back.
This stupid joke should not work, but damn it, Oda and his dinosaurs.
So, even at this, like, I think it's that he saved it for the last one for the most serious character with the stupidest like it works. It works for me. I'm glad we got it. It doesn't need to be any sillier than that, but like just as like a 2-page gag, like it's great.
Mm-hmm. And we start having some conversation between the two where Zoro's attempting to hit him with the 360-pound Phoenix. Doesn't hit, but he's like, I gotta figure out a way to land a hit, otherwise I'm just wearing myself out. I'm guessing that flame on your back is another Pteranodon feature. It's not. It's not.
It's not.
Yeah. What the hell?
Again, yeah, I love this exchange, but also the idea that like Zoro has to figure this one out. Like this is not entirely like a meathead. Like just hit him hard enough, and you'll eventually take him down. Like there is sort of like what is he like what does his body do? Mm-hmm. Like he tries the you're like, first, okay, I'm gonna try to knock him down to the ground. So he tries the 3 sword style black rope dragon twister, and King just blocks it with his wings.
Yeah. He's just like,
it's like, all right, that didn't work.
Yeah, it's like, man, between the dragon and the dinosaurs, you guys soak up damage like nobody's business. And that's when King starts explaining a bit further. It's like, true, but in my specific case, it goes even beyond that. Fine, I'll give you a sword fight. I do enjoy a good duel. So how do you bring him down? Just make him want to actually fight you with a sword.
Yeah, all right. It's like, okay, all right, fine. I'll humor you.
Yeah. And Zoro is on the back foot. He's like, I've hit him with a few slashes, but he's not bleeding. His wings move, so I know they're not ornamental, but I can't be sure if he can use them to fly. The flames on his back, flames keep burning on his back. I assume they were part of his powers, but apparently they're not. Is he a fishman? A giant blood? No, I bet it's from some race I've never heard of. So Zoro is actively trying to figure out what the heck he needs to do to win this. Because if he doesn't solve it, he's not going to win.
Yeah, and that's the other interesting thing too, is like as Zoro knows, like he's done damage to King, right? Like he's damaged the mask, he's gotten hits in, but like it seems like there are moments where like he's just invincible.
Yeah, and as he's laying on the ground after King does some pretty wild hits to him, he starts hearing something. It's like a shamisen. No, that can't be right. And all of a sudden, Enma just explodes with this energy or fire. It's hard to tell. And his arm also goes hockey, but also drains. Like his arm is just like thinned out.
Also, I hadn't thought of it, and we don't really address it. Is Enma doing that because of the shamisen, as we're about to see?
I didn't think about that the first time, but like mentioning the shamisen and then Enma reacting to this, it does make you wonder.
And that would make sense.
Yeah.
And I love this like these moments where it feels like Enma feels like it has its own like sentience almost.
For sure. And I don't know if they'll answer that or not, because I don't think we get that answered here in these chapters. That's
no. Which is interesting. Like we learn a lot, but we don't learn about this.
Yeah. Or honestly, the end, how this chapter ends, either we learn nothing. Oda shows this, and I have no idea what this means. Because we check in on Orochi in the treasure repository. And he hears the shamisen playing as well. It's like, in the midst of battle, what trick is this? Wait, it's in the next room. It's so bright in there. Is it an enemy? Do they know I'm here? And he looks through, and he sees Komurasaki. I forget her actual name because it's Hiyori.
Hiyori, yes.
It's like
he doesn't know that though.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's like, have I died and gone to heaven, or is this just a dream? Since that terrible day, I was not spent a night without dreaming of you, my dear. I cannot forget you. And she just responds, neither can I, my lord. I am always by your side. And he's like, I don't want to wake up if this is a dream. And we don't get anything after this.
Nope, nothing. I actually do remember where this is going.
Is this real? Why? How did Hiyori get here? What does this mean?
Yeah.
That is
yes. All great questions. I think Orochi is tripping balls.
But the thing that throws me off is the fact that Zoro heard the shamisen as well.
Oh yeah. I feel like that they both heard it. I feel like is maybe Oda's way of saying like, no, that's real.
Yeah. So how did Hiyori get here? That's so.
I feel like if Otama can sneak in, I feel like
I guess so. I guess that's true. Because
and it was funny that they were like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go see her until the battle's over. I don't want to put her in danger.
Right.
And then assuming that this is the real one, and she's like, all right, sup.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been here the whole time.
It does feel appropriate that she's here though, because Hiyori has her own piece of history. So her to wait back and wait, and not do anything, is a bit of a waste of the character. So I am, if she actually is here, I'm glad.
Yeah. Also, do you remember after the Akazaya samurai, after they got teleported down below, and then they were like, oh, somebody healed us. Right. And then they're like, who could that have been? But they were like, I don't want to believe it. And it was like, was it you? I thought you were guessing that it was Hiyori.
I'm trying to remember what I thought. I'm trying to remember if I think that was my original thought. Yes, where it must be Hiyori in there. But why would she not reveal herself?
In that moment, while we were covering that chapter, I did not remember that. I was genuinely like, I don't know what this is, and so and I don't know if we ever get an explanation for that. I'm going to assume it was Hiyori.
Yeah, because it makes the most sense for Hiyori, because it seemed like it shifted to be like, oh no, it was the fake Odin.
Yeah,
that patched him up. Which makes no sense.
Yeah, because that was before they saw him and before they. Yeah, so
yeah,
man, that is actually I wonder if
Hiyori.
I wonder if we'll get an explanation for that, because I genuinely do not remember.
Not a clue. So I'm.
Yeah. But hey, cool, interesting reveal, right? That is one of those. Oh, this kind of the Orochi plot line is kind of completely turned up on its head now.
Yeah. So where is this going for him? I don't know.
Yep.
Not a clue. What role does he have to play? And I still want him dead.
Yes.
It's like, come on. You killed him twice over. He needs to be dead.
Yeah. Rule of threes.
Yeah. We have another SBS, just a short one this time, just one big question saying, Kid and Killer are beyond cool. The other members of the Kid Pirates are drawn here and there, so could you please tell me their names? And Oda goes, nice. Sure, I'll show you the rough sketches, but not all of the members. The Kid Pirates have 31 people. You don't need to remember them. So you get this little sheet showing all of them off. And, they definitely have the punk rock aesthetic that you'd expect from Kid. And,
yeah. I love these.
Yeah, there's some really fun ones. From left to right, top to bottom, Bubblegum, Wire, Kid himself, Killer, Heat, and Papa. Row 2 is Hip, Gig, Dive, Quincy, Boogie, and Emma. Row 3 is Wreck, UK, Jaguar, House, Pomp, and Hop. And the final row is Mosh, Disc J, Maui, or Moai, and Compo.
So, what is this like? We've got like a UK music scene.
I know, right?
It's a little British all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's like British punk.
Yeah.
And there's some wild designs.
Dude, so I love the guy with like a UK with the smiley faces and the beer belly.
Oh yeah, and then look to his right where you see, I think this is Pomp, where it's just all head and just a little bit of body.
Yeah, related to Eva maybe.
Maybe, but then you have just a little girl who I think is Dive. And next to her is Quincy, who's just wearing a queen outfit. So it's like, what the?
Look, man, gotta say, Kid's crew incredibly well dressed. They got a good style. Fantastic, high marks. All like, I feel like we've seen very few of these folks.
We have, it's not something that's been focused on. It's like they're here, but
yeah,
can't
man, very very cool, very very cool.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, that's the only one. So let's continue on to our next chapter, 1033, Shimotsuki Kozaburo. And we haven't had Tashigi and Smoker here yet, so time for Tashigi to play with penguins, and she gets to act like the bad guy, as in an orca.
Yeah, very very cute. I wonder, because one of the penguins is like freaking out looking at Smoker, and I don't know why.
I'm just like, oh god, he looks really threatening. I guess that's my interpretation.
That's the real villain.
Yeah, seriously. But I like the mother, concerned, or maybe just an older kid. It's hard to tell, but it's cute. I like how the kid on the right, because they all have the little arrow thing on their head, but the one on the right has a helmet, which makes it look like a Gundam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, some of these look a little Gundam-ish.
Yeah,
this is cute, very very cute,
very much so. But time to see what's going on with Zoro. It's funny. In reading back through this, the fights are longer than I thought. It's just,
I think it's the resolution.
It's the resolutions that are fast, that are surprisingly fast, because you get these good character moments for both Sanji and Zoro, as we're about to
Yeah,
go. I was like,
surprisingly.
okay, I'm a little wrong in my estimation, but I think it's just because, okay, we got these resolutions, then done.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what threw me off.
I don't think that's an unfair criticism though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I do this stuff, and the focus on Zoro and Enma that we get on this chapter, because it feels like, and when we were talking about this, I think a little while ago, where it's like, oh, Zoro got Enma, and it felt like a little bit of a non-factor almost, right? Like while Zoro was on the roof, right? It didn't feel like he was like, oh, I gotta unleash Enma a little bit more, but it didn't feel like he was struggling to come to grips with it. But now we have the scene kind of like in the worst moment possible. He's like, no. Like, who gave you permission to unleash your power? And he's trying to, get his hockey back. And I love that, King is like, what's wrong? Having an argument? And then they kind of flies in front of him. And then I love that, like Zoro, like, takes the chance to, like, try to stab King. And then he's just like, jackpot. And then he just explodes himself.
It's like, what is going on there? And
yeah.
I think that if there's one complaint I have in regards to Enma, it's that as a reader, I'm not sure if I ever got a sense of which is the stronger sword. And because we didn't get Odin's flashback until after Zoro got the Enma, I believe.
Yeah. You know what?
It was hard to get a sense of his power. And then Odin didn't really focus on his swords. It's just his swords. So...
Yeah. I guess it's supposed to be like... Because it is the one sword that wounded Kaido, I guess is sort of the implication.
True.
It's sort of like how the baseline.
I guess. I see. I always chalked it up more to Odin rather than the sword.
Well, you know what? That I did a little bit of both, maybe.
A little bit.
They can share the credit.
It's just funny because you have Ryoma's legendary sword.
Oh, you know what?
And then you go to
right.
Go to Enma, which.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. But
yeah, well, maybe I don't know. Ryuma is like a few hundred years old.
True.
That's an old sword. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of like Zoro's swords in that way. In terms of like, they are actually like stronger or weaker than each other. But I like what we're getting of Enma as sort of like this, because it feels like the other ones like Shusui, or I guess with Kitetsu, it wasn't really like, oh, I have to figure this out, right? Like this is one where Zoro's like, I'm not using this correctly yet.
Yeah, it's the Kitetsu. The most you got was, oh, you're bloodthirsty. I'll have to keep that in mind, and then that's it. Yeah. This is, and especially like this chapter is like for the sword lore heads, like it's food. It's good eating. Yeah. Really is. Real quick though, let's check in on Sanji and Queen, because sure. Yeah. And you checking in on after Sanji's call and using the memory hell. It's like, that was Pirate Hunter and the snail just now, wasn't it? Hey, trust me, he can't beat King. That guy's a remnant of the extinct Lunarians, a monster capable of surviving in any natural environment. In the distant past, his people were known as gods. Then why would they die out? You want to know? Go ask the history book. That's when... No, I do want to know, actually. Yeah, well, it's like, yeah. The answer is probably genocide, if I had to guess. That's usually the case. You mean to tell me that there are some folks that people called gods that were living on top of the Red Line, and then some fat, lazy celestial dragons came in and killed a bunch of them? No, that somehow they would and then said, we're the gods now. Right. No, that would never happen. Yeah. Can't be. Although the natural environment thing is really interesting to me, because I wonder if that includes the moon. I mean, well, actually, Lunarians. I bet it does include the moon, and now that makes me wondering if like does the connections between the Lunarians and the Skypians and the Shandians, because like Inaru can just breathe in space. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, Inaru doesn't have the wings. Oh no, you're right. Unless he removed them and put in the ring that has the Thunder God drums. I would 100% believe that. That actually feels like what that probably is. So and of course that gets into, I don't think
One Piece is the kind of story that would ever go into that in detail, but sort of the idea of like, oh, living that high, the atmosphere must actually be really difficult. But
Right.
if there's something about their blood, about the Lunarians and potentially the Skypians and
they
such as races that they can.
I do
Who knows?
remember a few lines where the Straw Hats were saying they had to adjust to the environment.
Yes.
A bit, so
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Very
that's
interesting.
one of all of the details we're learning about the Lunarians. The idea that they could survive in any natural environment is like the most. Because that's such a broad. Does that include underwater? Like,
I don't know.
To this day I don't know, and that's what makes them so interesting.
Maybe someday we'll learn more, but for now, I think that's all the little tease we're going to get because, Zoro's still on the back foot because he survived the explosion thanks to his armament hockey just the last minute. He's like, but how is he still alive? He blew himself up. So he uses his one sword style Death Lion song and cuts straight through him. Like, as you see the fire building up. And he's not phased at all. He just goes to use his imperial deep fried steak. Which is still silly as hell to see.
Yeah, which is also interesting as well as we will get the answer and get this all figured out. He did that, I think, a couple chapters ago, and that's what got the cut in the mask, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I want to say yes.
So now we're seeing, oh, that worked, and now suddenly it doesn't.
Yeah, it's like what the heck? And then all of a sudden, Enma starts activating again. It's like, no, stop. Not now. And he actually gets hit by the stake. And it's a powerful attack. It blasts away a whole section of rocks from Onigashima.
Yeah, and just looking a bit bloody. And
yeah.
God, the scene of like Zoro, he's like falling down off of Onigashima, it looks like almost. And he's like, a sword's been held back by his own sword. That's a new one.
And Zoro's like going to grab Kitetsu the third after losing hold of it, and you get a little memory of as you already with the Tenguyama, where he's like, you already wielded Kitetsu the third. That is one of mine. Wait, really? The sword's bewitched. Are you a fool? I can't sell you that sword. Back when he first got it.
Yeah,
it'd be like if you died, it'd be like I killed you myself. I'll take it. So all the way back in Loguetown when he first got this damn sword.
Yes.
And he's getting the memories of these swords, so that's why Kitetsu the Third is important. And he gets kicked back to into Onigashima. It's like, you're just gonna die to save your sword. And I was like, I felt hot. It's like, and then he spots Wado Ichimonji. He's like, oh, good, you didn't fall off. And of course, Sensei may have her sword. I suppose so, and I'll keep this promise for the both of us. So he has the memories of Kuina.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, again, back to Tenguyama. It's like, it must be some twist of fate that you see that White Blade, Wado Ichimonji, and Enma were both crafted by the same man, the blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo. And Zoro starts thinking to himself, it's like, it all came so sudden. I wasn't putting it together. Why would there be a famous katana of Wano in some tiny village of the East Blue? So he's starting to like, what's up with that?
You're right.
and King's still causing some issues as he's sending Imperial slings and arrows down at him. He's like, do you have all three of your swords yet? And that's when Zoro gets a hold of Enma and is able to block the attack.
But it's still just like sucking his arm right out of his body.
It is taking that energy, and he's just falling down through. And as he's falling into some part of the castle itself, it's time for the memory of him practicing, because Momonosuke is like, Zoro, I was told not to say Sunachi. It's just something the old guy in my village told me. I've never said it myself before. And so it's like, interesting that Zoro was saying that, but then he has his own memories. It's like, the old man was always sitting there at the coast. I never knew his name. It wasn't until the day he died that I learned that he was Kuina's grandpa. And here we go to Tenguyama. The blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo, he broke the laws and left this land over 50 years ago. And as he's worn out, he's has this flashback. Oh my God,
Yeah.
we get expanded Zoro flashback. Holy crap.
Yes. After so... I still kind of maintain that, like, this isn't like, oh, we're redefining Zoro's backstory or anything, but
No,
like,
we're not.
we're getting more of it and stuff that's, you know, it doesn't annoy me, so it's good.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's 13 years ago in the East Blue, Zoro's hometown of Frost Moon Village, or Shimotsky Village. And hey, it's
All
the
this
Shimotsky
time.
Dojo.
All this time, way back when, and I was like, they shouldn't have translated it.
Yeah, it's like, how would you even know?
Yeah, how would you know 25 years later?
Yep. And you get the practice going on here where this guy is hanging out. It's like, yes, Sunachi. It's a magic word that summons strength into your heart. Well, that sounds weird. I don't need it. Anyway, old man, is it true that you used to be a samurai? Everybody at the dojo was saying it, and Zoro was just, you know, beat up and talking to this old man hanging out fishing on the cliff.
Smoking a hookah.
Smoking a hookah and has a very straight eyebrow across. He's a
Yes.
weird looking dude.
He's got a sword for an eyebrow.
Oh yeah, he does. I didn't even think about that. He's like, well, hush up about it. The Navy will come and invade the village. The Navy? Why? None of your business. That's why. Get lost. Like, stubborn old fart. And he sees Zoro practicing with his swords.
Yeah.
He's like, is the dojo boring to you? No, I lost a queen again, so I need more practice. And he hands Zoro two swords, like the two swords, which I guess we saw him come in with those two real swords. So I guess that explains
you're
how
right.
he got them. And he's like, what? I can't pay for these. It's like, I'm giving to you. Trust me, they're crap.
I love this old man, by the way.
I know. He's just so matter of fact. It's like, all right, kid,
Yeah.
what do you got? He's like, it's the only thing I seem to be able to forge anymore. So use them for practice if you want. But listen closely. A sword's like a kitchen knife, but for murder. They're created to kill people. And a blacksmith hones his craft so that his weapons are better at killing than any other. And Zoro just looks at it like, yikes. And again, sword lore. A sword has its own personality. A swordsman must master it and bend it to his will. You think a dangerous sword is cursed? No, that's the sign of great quality. When the weak fear a sword and call it cursed, that is a badge of honor. They should be frightening. They're meant to cause terrible harm. There was one blade I crafted when I was a young man. It was the greatest weapon I ever made. Its disposition was deadly serious. Just holding it in your hand sent a shiver down the spine. So I gave that masterpiece the name The King Who Watches Over Hell. The King of the Underworld, Enma.
There it is.
And I love this explanation of what it means to be a cursed sword.
Yes, me too.
All of a sudden it's not needed, but I do love the extra texture of why Zoro was not afraid of Kitetsu.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, that's great, you know, and I like getting this kind of. I almost, you know, think back to like Frankie and his flashback of sort of this philosophy and like no these weapons are meant to kill people. And it's very, you know, it's a shonen manga, so it's very cool seeing these weapons in action. But to kind of stop and to have a creator of these weapons kind of sit back and like, no, I understand what I'm doing here, and like, no, I am a craftsman. I am making better and better, you know, tools for killing. But that he also just like, here, take these, kid.
Yeah, if you're practicing, sure, here you go, whatever.
Yeah. I had another comment. What was like? Oh, dang it! What was I gonna say? I had a thought in my mind. Oh, right, just the idea that the conversation between Zoro and the old man here, it feels so weirdly true to life in a way of like, when you're a kid, you don't really understand how these like greater concepts are all kind of coming together, right? Like, you don't really have any concept of like, you know, oh, this place called Wano, you know, halfway across the world or anything like that. That, like, your world and your kind of understanding of the world is very small. And so when you talk to adults, they say things that might not make sense until a lot later in life.
Yeah, it's like, so, you know, what's a samurai? You know, you think it's common because you see a village like this, but then you find out, it's like, oh no, they're pretty much just in Wano. So there's that. And Zoro's just laying flat on his back. It's like, my village is named for Shimotsky. Was it not a coincidence after all? And there's kids talking. It's like, did you know our village was built by pirates? That's what Grandma said. the blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozuburo, he broke. Oh yeah, and then we got more of Tenguyama saying how he broke the laws. It's like, so the old man was a samurai of Wano. He was the blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozuburo. And just get more of his stuff. It's like, a great blade can see into you. It chooses only the swordsman who suits it best. And even the guy who sold Katetsu is like, a sword chooses its wielder. And that's why he, of course, gave it to him. And now, so that's when he realizes it came to me, looking at Enma. It chose me so it could test me. And you just see him like power up his haki once again, like in the muscles back in there, and grabs hold of it. And God, it's just cool. It's like a sword is honest and direct, not wicked. Yes, it's true. It was my strength that was lacking. Does this mean that even with so much haki being drained away, Odin wielded you as though you were light as a feather, Enma? Which really builds
amazing.
Up
yes.
Like, holy crap, Odin.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God.
Like having that direct comparison with Zoro really shows how strong.
Like, how much that he, even though that we're this far in the story, of like just how much further he still has to go.
I know.
But also this is also one of my favorite things about, you know, a good Zoro fight is seeing him kind of unlock that next level, because we have a bunch of goons and they're like, look, it's Pirate Hunter and there's King. He's like, let us take him out, sir. Like, I could really use a promotion. and Zoro's just sitting there holding Enma, and he's like, how should I stabilize my haki? If I have to keep exuding it like this level, it'll kill me. And he just says, no, that's perfect. And then you see all the goons, they just start falling down left and right. And then this interaction is so badass, because you just have King looking at what just happened, and he's like, I see. So you intend to be a king then. There it is.
Unlocking his Supreme King haki, and Zoro still doesn't fully understand. It's like, what?
Yeah. And it's great too, because Kaido said the same thing. Like, we didn't really see it in action. It was just Kaido had gotten the sense like, oh, you could use Supreme King haki, and he's like, what are you talking about? But actually seeing it, like seeing Zoro just like being like, okay, if I have to use Enma, I'm just gonna just full on out Supreme King haki at all times, and then just all the goons, bam. It's so good. This is one of my favorite
that
scenes.
panel of him with all three swords, all exuding that haki aura, so friggin' cool. And how appropriate that he gets Supreme King, and I didn't even put this together at the time, but he's fighting King, so it's like,
yes, of course,
perfect. And he has this little flashback to Luffy, of course, like, oh, the world's greatest swordsman. That's great, and it's fitting. Since your new boss is going to be the king of the pirates, anything else would make me look bad. And just, I think that was like chapter 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was when he recruited Zoro.
Yeah, and this is good. This ending,
yes,
it's like, that's right. I've got a promise to keep to my captain and my best friend. It's like, hell yeah,
chills. I don't know if I've ever seen Zoro called Luffy his best friend. And I that know, right? Like that gets me a little teary eyed, actually. Like that is just like, oh wow. Like, again,
honestly, you know, live action is unlikely to ever get this far, but they're building their Zoro up to this moment really well, where you can see him in this fight and having this stone-faced badass for most of the series finally just say, "Is like, I've got a promise to keep to my best friend." It's like, that'll hit in your cheesy friend feels. If the live action ever got to that point.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's just like, and of course I feel like it's nothing new for us, right? To see that, like, oh, Zoro is dedicating himself to Luffy once again, but like to have that tied to kind of like his unlocking of Supreme King haki is like, no, this is my goal, you know, like to be the world's greatest swordsman. You know, it's
and the fact that he just channels it into the swords themselves, that's it.
That's the secret. That's the secret.
It ties in so well to Oda saying, like, Zoro still wouldn't have a devil fruit, but he'd give it to the sword.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, great.
Oh goodness.
God, again, really, really great chapter. Lots of like cool sword lore, cool ideas and philosophy about what it means to, you know, be a swordsman and to craft a weapon. Like some of the, I feel like, well, it doesn't maybe reach the highs of like Sanji kind of questioning and stuff and having to overcome that. Like, this is Zoro kind of just like doubling down on what he does best, but like, it's so sick, man. It's great.
It's really good. But we do have another SBS, and prepare yourself.
Oh boy. All right, let's do it. I'm ready.
And this is actually Oda who starts this one. It's like, previously I asked you guys a question about those stripes covering Robin's chest when she uses Gigant Floor. I received various answers, and here are some of them. So that's Oda saying this, saying like, here's fans saying what they are. First answer. That was the only scar I was able to leave that one time I fought Robin and she beat me to a pulp. Vertical stripes to keep Robin from feeling naked and horizontally striped. Okay. Those are demonio lines, like how veins pop out when people get angry. If she gets angrier than this, you get demonio fleur. They're the warning lines, which honestly, that's probably my favorite answer of these. And the final one is, they were never breasts to begin with. Aren't they onions?
What in the world? I guess they do kind of look like onions, actually.
Yeah, kind of.
Jesus Christ.
And Oda just goes, I see. Thank you so much for all these points of view. Now, which was chosen as the official answer? Da-da-da-dum. Take it away, Robin. Robin says, they're onions. And Oda just goes, they were onions? They weren't breasts? I love how there's just a panel of Robin laughing next to this.
That's good. You know what?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that's a fun way to do it. And next question is, hello, Oda. There's no end to the boob jokes in the SBS these days, is there? Are breasts the only thing men think about? I'm fed up with reading this stuff. I was miserable when it became a booby fest for an entire page in volume 100. Are you nothing more than a pervert? But do you know the things we ladies want to know? Reveal Zoro's chest measurements.
Oh, here we go.
And Oda just goes, a perverted woman appears. This SBS corner is over. Damn it, I don't care how big Zoro's chest is. About 110? The SBS ends here. Now, that being said, we do have more because there actually is SBSs for 1034, and 1035, because we get to talk with it's the voice actor SBS.
Oh, fantastic!
So we finally get that
for Jinbei
and Brooke. Let's see. Yeah, for Jinbei.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
So
looking forward.
We have that to look forward to in these. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to chapter 1034, Sanji versus Queen.
All right.
Oh boy. And this is a fun one where Usopp winning prizes for the children at the festival shooting game, but I can't tell if they actually won or not, because there's kids cheering on the other side, but then there's a crying kid and then a kid with a bump on his head. Is like, what is happening in here? Other than Sanji, Usopp just being really good with a bullseye.
Yeah, I'm here for Usopp just pure aura farming. The rest I'm a little unbothered by, as I don't really care. But that shot of Usopp is so cool.
It's really good. Just eating some donga and being like, I'll help out the kids. Oh goodness. But time to check in on the pleasure hall in the left brain tower. And things are going crazy. The ladies here are trying not to get hurt as something goes down, because it's like, hey, Osame, step away, you'll get hurt. Let's hurry toward the back. And it's like, no, not yet. I still can't find Chuji. I'm sure he's fine, so focus on your own safety. So something's up with these women. It's like, she needs to find
trying
Chuji.
to get out of the way. Yeah, there's a battle going on here.
Oh yeah, not great. And we get a picture of the island itself with poor Momo still trying to get those clouds that work for him. Doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. But I do like that we got these long shots. Just like, we don't need to have him pep talk himself. Just show a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah. It's crumbling, but like he's kind of got it.
Yeah, he's like, if there's any way to escape any way off this island, now is the time to make use of it to escape Wano entirely. So those ladies are just like, we got to get out of here. Oh no, that's Momo saying
that's Momo. Yeah, that's Momo, I think.
He's like, because I'm a dragon just like him, I have grasped the knack of Kaido's flame clouds. I might not be able to push the island back up, but as long as I can stop its fall, I can still avoid the worst of the damage. I'm not going to let it fall into the flower capital. So he's figuring out. He's actually, rather than making his own, he's learning how to manipulate Kaido's flame clouds, which is pretty cool, actually.
There you go. Yeah,
and makes sense since his devil fruit was derived from Kaido's.
Yeah, so it would make sense that they have the same powers, basically.
Yeah. We're checking on the performance floor. They're still like the Kaido's men are trying to escape the castle, and the samurai is like, "Nope, you're staying in here and burning to death with us."
Right. Escape where?
I know, right? Where are you gonna go? But we see Sanji versus Queen at the in front of the pleasure hall, of course, and Queen unleashes eye beams with Sparking Queen. It's like, wait, beams from his eyes, and that's when he realizes, wait, Sparking Valkyrie, one of his brothers, could use that move. And then Henry Queen, which grabs a hold of Sanji's leg with his mouth, as extends out with his brachiosaur mecha neck, and electrocutes him. And that's when you see I forget which brother is which, and Henry Blazer, and that's like, and that's when Queen starts, of course, just laughing it off. It's like, you get it yet? I'm using German 66's moves. I was saving them up until after you transformed. See, Judge's sons are like the amalgamation of all of his scientific tech. If I'd beaten you to a pulp while you wore that suit, I could have proven something to Judge, that I am a superior scientist. Right, Stealth Black? And Tasha's like, I don't care about the rivalry. Leave me out of this.
Yeah, leave me alone. It's funny how petty he is. He's just like, it's very Caesar. I'll say it.
Yeah, it very much is. These scientists have to compete with one another. It's like, I played dumb about it earlier, but the plain truth is I've already researched and tested all of Germa's science. And he grabs hold of Sanji with the arm. He's like, I can recreate any move you brothers can do. And he's like, stop treating me like they're family.
I love that's the one hang up. That's all he cares about is like, leave me out of this.
Yeah, don't consider me one of Germa. I am not Germa. And we see the winch guillotine, and then time for the winch queen. I love how everything's just.
I love how he just puts all his name in all of them. Again, it's so petty.
Yeah, and then he is slamming Sanji through just wall after wall after wall, but Sanji is able to kick through his arm, bust up his arm, cuts it off with his burning kick, and Queen's like, my hand, my curse you. It's like, why you snotty little. It's like, and Sanji's like, definitely feeling it. He is the way his body was limp as he was being pushed through. He'd be dead if that suit hadn't given him a little bit extra.
Right, like he's got his weird exoskeleton now. It just lets him take all sorts of punishment.
This damn exchange is like, I warned you not to say their names around me, and Queen just goes, oh, there's no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. It's like, ass.
Queen's a chud. He's a chud.
Yeah, he's one of those. It's like,
which
he's that guy coming out of the well. It's like, society sucks. But you're part of society. What should you do? That sort of thing.
Yeah, given where this is going, I feel like this is very fitting for Queen.
Mm-hmm.
That's good characterization for him in a bad way.
But Sanji fights back with the flanche flare and pushes him back. He's like, see? Don't assume you'll always have the upper hand. It's like, there's no way the attack I landed on you earlier didn't do lasting damage. We've been fighting for a while. You're banged up too. And I've already accepted my fate. I'm not the same person you fought back under the dome. And then Queen just smiles and goes invisible. And just says, all right, show me how different you really are. This next one's your specialty, Stealth Black. It's like, oh, you can copy that too. And then Sanji disappears and then freaks out. He's like, wait, he disappeared? But he doesn't have a suit on. He's just invisible from high-speed movement. The moment he's visible again is the moment he's out of stamina. Stupid decision, boy. And then we see a tiny little mouse going through all of this. Cute as a button. And it turns out this is Chuji, the girl who got banged up earlier. She's the one looking for him. It's like, oh, there you are. You're all right. Come over here, come over there. And, doesn't realize that Queen is standing invisible and Sanji's moving super fast. Right, so it seems clear to her that nobody's around. And that's when we learn from Queen. It's like, Osame. So that's her. That hussie's on her feet again. How dare she turn down my patronage all those dozens of times? She even did it earlier today. With dear Komurasaki gone, you're my number one girl, Osame. They said you were off work due to a headache this morning, which made it very suspicious that you were walking around just fine. Was mine divine punishment earlier not enough? We'll see. I like another one. And
bro is like, he's a stalker.
He's a stalker. He's a degenerate. He's like, I'm a nice guy. Why don't you?
Exactly. Why don't you? I'm willing to give you money. He's very entitled. And it's funny that we're building off of this because I remember way back in the prison, right? We did establish that Queen's kind of a gooner for Komurasaki. Yes. So it's funny that of all things came back, and that of course.
Yeah, and this is his number 2 girl.
Yes, as Queen implied, and as we're like, he did it.
Yeah, turns out it wasn't Sanji that did that hurt the girl earlier. That was Queen, and that's And that's what Sanji eventually realizes, because he's up in the air. He's like, okay, what did I gain? An exoskeleton, muscle, and speed, all of which increase strength. Add the color of armored hockey that I've developed to the exoskeleton, and my legs are tougher, capable of supporting even hotter flames. And so instead of Diable Jambe, it's Ifrit Jambe, which is a nice upgrade.
Yeah, and of course we're going from red fire to blue.
Yeah, of course. Get some faster acceleration, heavier weight. The mystery is solved. You did that, didn't you, Queen? You miserable piece of human scum. And you can see the girl getting smacked away. And that's when he unleashes the Collier coup on the back of Queen's neck. And, Queen appears like, wait, Master Queen? And Sanji just unleashes Boss Code Bless, Palaran Pound, Jamu Beef Tech Blitz, Tendrin Tenderizer, Flanche Flayer, Q Crippler. He's just unleashing on Queen.
Yeah, one after the
other. After attack. And then finally finishes off with, now fly, sicko. Boof burst and just sends him flying away with a crackle of flame and electricity. And that is it for the fight.
I'm kind of with you. It's lacking a little something.
It's lacking a little.
It's
something.
Good. I do like it.
It's very
it is good.
It's just you get such good characterization. You find out it wasn't Sanji. He gets his stuff back. He learns how to use the upgrades he did get to make himself stronger. So there is a tangible upgrade that Sanji got beyond to be able to take some more damage, and then he just unleashes these new abilities. And that's the thing. It's we always say that Luffy getting a new power up isn't the thing that guarantees him victory. And in Sanji's case, he just had to.
It is.
He got the power up, and it did, but he had to sort of accept it, which is sort of his journey.
Which I think that is good. I think that is a good way to take Sanji's character, and if on one side he has to like. That he says no more. I've done what I did, but my body will do what it'll do. But I am not a soldier of Germa. But it's like, well, I've got what I've got, right? Like,
yep.
Yeah. So I might as well use it. But yeah, I think the fact that
useful to Luffy. And here's the other key thing that I did not realize as I was reading this, and why Queen's connection to Germa is so good thematically for Sanji, because he just demonstrated that he has every ability of Sanji's brothers. Sanji
you're
just
right,
beat his family indirectly through Queen, because he never.
Yep.
That's the thing I was excited for. It's like, let's see Sanji kick their ass in Whole Cake. It never happened. This is the payoff to that, where Sanji demonstrates that him staying human, mostly, beyond these little upgrades,
he's the better man.
Better man, stronger man, and he's risen above his family.
Yeah, and I think
so, good thematics.
Even from the perspective too, right? Because that was the whole thing with his mom, right? It was like sort of her last act of rebellion was to like maintain, and sort of like, you know, her belief in like his humanity, and sort of I feel like this is sort of the culmination, right, of like, you know, his mom's belief in her son's like inner humanity, and how that is sort of ultimately like the key, and that Judge's beliefs are ultimately wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's from both ends, it's like a complete refutation.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, it feels wrong that it gets taken care of in 2 pages, essentially.
Yeah. I think not to spoil, because we will eventually watch the anime version of this fight on the Patreon.
A bonus commentary.
For we'll do a commentary on this fight. There's basically one beat between these two halves of this final spread. Basically, they kind of add like one extra exchange, and I feel like that is enough to help it feel just like a little more filled out. They fill it out in other ways too. They really do hone in on kind of Sanji's like where, like really honing in on his feelings and where he's at, versus, you know, Judge and his real family with, you know, Zeph and all that. I think they take the right angle with it. But yeah, I hadn't read the manga version in a while because I've rewatched the anime episodes because they're so good. So it was a little surprising to me. It's like, oh, that's it. And there's even a couple of lines from the anime that was like, oh, that wasn't in the manga. Huh.
Interesting.
So yeah. Not unlike Chapter 1000. So, but
the buildup is good. The payoff isn't quite there. I think that's the best way to put these.
Yeah, I would still call it a good fight, but even like among the Straw Hat fights in Wano, I think Jinbei's is a little stronger. I think Robin's is a lot stronger, actually.
Yeah, I think the Straw Hat fights, Jinbei and Robin are my favorites, I think.
Yeah. But again, I think
you don't get to see them do as much as Sanji and Zoro typically. So.
Yeah. I think the fight and sort of the physical interaction is not the same thing as like the character work, which on that side, Sanji's top of the class.
Oh yeah. Character work is amazing on this. So
Yep. Yeah. I hope folks who are listening kind of understand where we're coming from. And it really is like, I think if this fight had like 4 more pages, I'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I've heard from quite a few people that, you know, One Piece is probably has the least exciting fights when it comes to when it came to the big 3 shonen manga, but its story was so strong that it's like you accept it.
Yeah. Well, and there's the other side of that too, is, you know, like when you're just having fights for fight's sake and you don't really care, I tune out. I can't do it. That was there was a moment in my big Naruto reread a couple years ago where I was like, I'm bored. I don't care about all these like C tier guys like, oh, but hey, it's a fight, right? Like, aren't you entertained? And I'm like, no.
And then you compare that to Shikamaru versus that one guy from I forget the black robe dudes. I forget what their name.
Oh, the Akatsuki. Oh,
yeah, the Akatsuki.
I don't remember which one he fought. It's Hidan and Kakuzu. One of those guys.
Yeah, one of those guys. But you know, he's getting revenge, and the emotional core of that one, how he does it, is
it's like one of the best fights of the series.
Shikamaru gets some of the best fights.
Yeah, it turns out like that is sort of the mix, right? Is that like action is great, but like if you don't get me to care, like at that point, it's just, to me, it's just noise, right? Like you can mash together action figures all day, every day, but you know, give me a fight where I care about at least one character overcoming something or realizing something about themselves, or, you know, using their brain to overcome outsmart their opponent, like anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it'd be interesting to compare this with Zoro's. But before that, we got our first half of our voice actor SBS with Katsuhisa Hoki, the voice actor of Jinbei. And it's basically going to be me reading the interview, so bear with me.
All right.
It's like, hey, domo, konnichiwa, voice actor SBS where cats came. It's been a long time. It's been 10 years. Starting with Mayumi Tanaka, who plays Luffy in Volume 52, and ending with Cho, who plays Brook in Volume 64. 9 people have done it. But with the addition of Jinbei as the 10th person, we've received requests from everyone, so let's do it. Today is Jinbei's voice actor, seriously brave man, Katsuhisa Hoki-san, in the house. So, hey, it's Hoki-san introducing, this is Oda saying, it's Hoki-san introducing next door. Or I guess they're kind of singing. And Hoki just goes, the sea, the man, all the brothers, wow. And Oda goes, ooh, a little bit. I'm singing. Now introduce yourself. I know you have confidence in your throat. And Hoki just goes, oh yeah, do you do that with me? The sea. And Oda's like, no, it's enough. Let's go. It's going to be a weird interview. That's Oda.
Yep.
And he goes, I'm Katsuhisa Hoki, and I finally got used to it. Ben. And Oda goes, it's terrible, but no, really. Thank you for waiting. Readers have been waiting too. Well, then it's already too much. So let's go. This is the corner of SBS. Do you know what SBS means? And he goes, Sonnani so much. Boko no koto ga, about me. Tsukina no ka, do you like it? So much about me, do you like it?
All right.
I like it, but it's different. It's going to be blurry. And he goes, Sonanani so much. Boko wa, I. Bokete na zo, I'm not stupid. I beat the blur. It's SBB, and it's time. Please do it. Yes, this is a postcard. All right, leave it to me. And that's it for the first part. It's just like this weird back and forth where there's no actual questions from the readers. It's just Oda doing a bit with him that I have no understanding of.
He's just hanging out. He's just they're just messing around.
I guess so.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
All right.
Lots lost in translation. That's
a little bit,
for sure. But fortunately, we'll have a lot of questions. Holy crap! After the next one. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get to our final chapter for the set. 1035, Zoro versus King. And how appropriate that after we've finished Sanji's fight, it's time for our next cover series, number 25, with Germa 66 as they escape from Whole Cake.
I'm actually really excited for this one. This feels like a plot thread that, like, we kind of do need to talk about what happened here.
Yeah, it's like, what happened after this? Like, we don't know.
Yeah,
We saw how the others escaped. How did Germa get away?
Yeah,
and
I'm.
What are they?
I don't remember
end up doing.
Yeah, I don't remember all the beats of this one, but like, I have a feeling we're gonna like this one.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm curious. So
yeah, I'm certainly
we'll
curious.
See.
I think there will be a lot that I don't remember.
But it's time for the point after this, the fight where we see the kick and Queen goes flying. He loses a tooth. He flies out of Onigashima itself and into the distance. And thankfully, he's they're over Wano now, so he's not going to land in the water. So he gets to fly all the way out of Onigashima and into the Wano itself, just cratering somewhere.
Yeah. And then I kind of glossed over this the first time, but like you see that really like angry look on Sanji's face, and then like poor Osame is like, she's shivering, looking at like what this man just did. She's looking, and you hear a little choo coming from Sanji, and then he's still eyes kind of blacked out, but he hands Chuji back to Osame. As it turns out, while Sanji was doing all that fighting, he had caught Chuji and protected him.
Yeah, It's like,
which is just
it had to tuck him
cute.
away out of danger. It's like, thank you, and just had this nice little happy chew from the mouse. And I, again, tying it back to his childhood, is like, check out the failure. He's cooking food for rats again. And you see this mouse, so it's like he has a connection to mice. It's like, oh, come on.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think Sanji's going to be very happy with how he wakes up next, because he's asking, what are you all? And he passes out, and you get the Battle of the Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower, winner Sanji. And that's when Osobe starts like, hey, someone help, we need the medical kit. So he gets to show himself being a good guy. And it's time for him to get helped out by all the ladies of the Pleasure Hall.
There you go.
So
man,
Sanji might be getting a win.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him. That last little interaction with the mouse, man. Again, just talking about last chapter of just like all of the ways in which it is a refutation of Judge, a refutation of Queen, of like, no, you were doing the right thing. Your humanity is an important part of who you are. Just love it. Love all of it.
Yeah. So time to check in on Zoro versus King after he has his hockey-filled blades to the showdown, and he got past King, and you see the and the fabric covering King's face finally tears away in full, revealing what he looks like. He's like, I was right. When the flames on his back go out, he can move a little faster, but his defensive ability drops in response. And then we finally see it, King ripping off the mask to reveal what he looks like underneath. Oh no, he's hot.
He's hot. Yes. I was waiting on pins and needles.
Most handsome men that Oda's ever drawn.
Dude, he's beautiful. Like, he's one of my favorite designs from Oda. Like, there's no gag, no kind of like, like he kind of did all the funny faces under the mask in his, pterodon form. But no, just like his normal, like he's got this tan skin, this white hair, these beautiful flowing locks, and this cool tattoo on his left eye. Like, he's beautiful.
Yeah. And the men who got knocked out from the Supreme King hockey is like, so the rumors were true. Black wings, white hair, brown skin. What was the reward for tipping off the government? 100 million berries? And that's when he just starts igniting himself and his sword. It's like, we weren't... and he just uses Imperial Flaming Wings and barbecues all the men that had seen his face.
All those guys.
Like, they're all gone. And, just taking care of them. And it's like, the castle's already burning down as it is. I figured you'd treat your men... no, that's Zoro saying. It's like, the castle's already burning down as it is. I figured you'd treat your men better. And... it's just telling them, hey, if they're distracting you, why not come up here? Did I hear something about 100 million for a tip off? What are you anyway? And I love the angle, this angle as King's looking up at him, because it makes me realize he looks like Wiper.
He does look like Wiper, yeah. Which I feel like is also, is that intentional? That has to be a little intentional, right?
It's a little intentional, I think.
Yeah. Also, I love that King's been flying and looking down at Zoro basically this entire fight, and now we have the roles reversed. And of course, Zoro's got the high ground, and of course he immediately starts talking smack. But the King's not having any of it. And
he's like, "What are you?" It's like, "Nothing that's going to matter to a man about to die." And he takes off and goes straight at Zoro. So he's sending out the blast, and Zoro's blocking them, and it's a pretty back and forth fight at that point. Like, they are kind of even.
Yeah. I also just to kind of double back a little bit, sort of the idea that what Zoro had to figure out was the timing, right? That there's only a very short window of opportunity where King is actually vulnerable, but he's faster when he's vulnerable. So like, all kind of while throughout this fight, it feels like Zoro is like, he has a very short window of time to actually do anything. So I feel like kind of, we don't really see Zoro fight in a way that feels a little bit more precise. So I really like the idea that like that he does kind of go like, I can only attack, it feels very RPG-ish almost, actually.
It kind of does. Or like,
don't attack when the tail is up.
Dark Souls boss or something like that. It's like find the tells. But there's also another timeline because he's like, if this drags on, the swords will suck the life from me. So he's pumping him full of hockey, but if his hockey runs out, he's done for. He's like, the sword will just drain the rest. And that's when King's like, all right, I can sense the threat you represent. And he's acknowledging him. It's like, and Zoro's still thinking, so he's definitely from some kind of special race, but it's got nothing to do with me. And he just shouts back, same to you. Your crew has rolled over this place long enough. It's time to go. And so he starts using King of Hell 3-sword style, and King responds in kind. He's like, don't get full of yourself. Kaido is the man who will be king of the pirates. So they got these belief systems between the two of them. And we get a flashback of when Kaido first found King.
Yep.
And they're both way younger. Holy crap, they're way younger.
And also smaller. Kaido is like kind of normal sized a bit. Relatively.
A bit. So it's weird. It's like seeing Kaido like that is weird.
I love his
not having the
biker
mustache.
jacket though.
Yeah, the biker jacket's good. But he just thinks back. It's like, a Lunarian, eh? No wonder the world government wouldn't give you up. I saw this endurance test they put you through. I'm breaking out of this place and starting a new pirate crew. What do you say, guinea pig? And again, it's like, yeah, they've tried to kill him. He's just breaking out. They cannot contain Kaido.
Yeah, and also, as we had learned from Queen, the idea that, the Lunarians can exist in any natural environment. So the government is like, all right, let's poke and prod the specimen until we figure it out, which is, just all kinds of horrifying.
Yeah. And all King says is, can you change the world we live in? And Kaido just responds, I'm the only one who can change it. His might makes right mentality. It's like, it's all this warnings, like the subjects have escaped. And he just says, what's your name? Albert. You're strong, Albert, but from now on, you're king. So stay under my wing. So we got King's actual name, Albert. I won't remember that.
And I like we don't really see this. We've not seen this from any other person in Kaido's crew, but sort of the idea that King truly believes in this sort of might makes right mentality. And even just kind of from this brief scene where, poor King is being experimented on, and he clearly doesn't want any more of this. He clearly, whatever the sort of relationship between, doesn't feel very fondly of the government, I would assume. And so the idea that he is actually kind of waiting for somebody to change it, and that is sort of it is ultimately that belief in the world that Kaido is trying to build. You kind of understand what he's fighting for, which I think is really it's interesting that King is the only one we've really gotten that from.
Yeah, he has an actual motivation, which it's fitting because he seems to be the first member of Kaido's crew. Yeah. So very
it's interesting. We don't really get a time period, but I wonder how soon after Rocks this is.
It's probably relatively soon because they were definitely both considerably older.
Yeah.
So it takes some time to grow out a mustache that long.
Yeah, that's true. Let alone to grow 80 feet.
I know. It's the fact that it's ostensibly Kaido might be just a teenager. He's still growing. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, that's, oh my god, what a growth spurt.
But we get the clash. Purgatory Onigiri, and he dodges it, and Zoro notices that the flames are on. There's no point in attacking now, and that's when King unleashes Imperial Flaming Wings, which is the flames like magma. Looks like Kaido as it comes after him, and he has to block it. It's crazy, and Zoro manages to blocks the sword, and then he unleashes the whole little segmented parts that will help him rip apart the swords, rip away the swords again. He's like, no, not that again! Don't you dare! You're not taking these swords away. And he's able to disconnect from it and spin back and last. And it's like, okay, he's fast, meaning I can cut him, and that's his chance to unleash Bird Dance on him.
Which looks like he takes a kick to the does he block it with his sword hilt?
Kind of. It's hard to say. Yeah, he blocks the kick with the sword hilt, and then unleashes
which is crazy.
I know.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm getting kicked in the face. Time to cut him."
Oh, it is a desperate fight for sure. And that's when King realizes, like, oh, so it seems you figured out the rules of my body. And so Zoro just used that. It's like, oh, finally envisioning your own defeat. And they're again trading blows. It's like, why bother to block my attacks? I thought they did nothing to you. Unless you're scared of what I can do. That definitely gets a reaction out of King.
Oh, yeah.
He just responds, you are biologically incapable of defeating me. And Zoro just responds, there's nothing I hate more than weak excuses.
Shout out to Kawina.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even clock that was a Kawina quote.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, just throw it back in his face.
But King's all cocky as he's in his Pteranodon form. He's like, I'll keep you in my memory as the feisty swordsman you were. And Zoro just says, I'll carve it into you myself, assuming you survived to remember me. And here comes King's extra large Imperial flaming wings as a giant magma dragon.
Yeah.
That looks like Kaido starts coming straight towards him. And Zoro unleashes King of Hell, 3-sword serpent, 103 mercies, dragon damnation, cuts through the magma dragon all the way through, bisects the thing into like sushi, essentially.
Yes.
Straight into King.
Man, also shout out to Kinemon.
Yeah, right? Oh man, just completely cuts through it all, cuts into King, and that's it for the chapter, of which I have to assume King's done.
It's about done. That's about done. It's one good. I also, rereading this and feeling like, yeah, that was also kind of really short.
It's short. You can definitely see that there's more back and forth than what Queen and Sanji.
That is true.
There's a lot more back and forth where Sanji just finished it, and Zoro at least figuring it out.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, yeah, because we had a chapter for Zoro to unlock Supreme King Haki, and we had another chapter where like he figured out, oh, I can only cut him during a very specific point in time, and then once we got to that point, there's at least like a whole another chapter of action.
Yeah, where he's trying to get in there.
So there's at least all these like beats.
So there is a build up. So it is probably better paced than Sanji's, but because it's interspersed with Sanji's, it doesn't feel as flowing.
That is true. Yeah, I feel like if somebody made a supercut. I would imagine certainly for the anime, but if it was like if you read all of these fights without any scene transitions, I do wonder like how they would feel, just in terms of the narrative. But I mean, I do like this one. Also, this is
it's a sick ending
Mercies. Too. Yeah, that final shot of him just like cutting through and just straight into King with the hockey and blood going everywhere. It's pretty great. Also, does the 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation, is that familiar to you?
I was going to say, isn't that the title of Monsters?
It is. It is indeed. That's where they got it from.
Yeah, Monsters 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation. Holy crap, what a callback.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's wild. Let me see here. No, I was trying to see if it was used any other time with like.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like the subtitle for the anime or whatever is derived from this finishing move against King.
Yes.
So this came first, and then they retroactively did it.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So very, very interesting. But yeah, it's funny how I felt like Zoro. It felt like Zoro's was almost more sudden than Sanji's, probably because Sanji had let's be honest, Sanji had the better character development. Zoro got the better fight.
I agree. I 100% I agree. But also like sort of by default, this is like Zoro's best time skip fight.
Oh yeah, easily.
Which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, I'm glad that he finally got like a really really good one. And Sanji's was, I wouldn't call it like one of my personal favorites, but like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
it's resonant.
It feels I feel like this was for all of the Straw Hats who did get fights minus maybe Frankie. Like I feel like this was all like really kind of necessary to kind of really, really see how we push these characters.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, God, at this point,
dude, yeah,
all we have left is
we're almost done.
CP0, Orochi, the fire monster.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I'm trying to think of who else is left. I guess technically, Raizo's still fighting the head of the ninja clan.
Yeah, Fukurokuju. Yeah, they're still fighting. Yeah, which by this point, it like I said, it's become a little bit of a gag fight. It's a bit of a running joke. Like I don't remember the exact number, but I do remember seeing that somebody tallied up how many weeks they were fighting.
That's really funny.
Because at this point, it feels like it's basically like a third of Onigashima.
Just all around, and I don't know if any of the other. Yeah, I think all the other Akazai 9 fights are done.
Yeah. So it's Big Mom and Kaido are the two big ones we got left, which is insane. We've gone through so many fights.
We are trucking through, and if my count's correct, we only have 25 chapters left before the movie, which I forget exactly where Wano ends, but I know it ends before the film Red. Which means there's who knows? There's probably a good
we're coming down
section
to it.
Of wrap up. So, oh boy.
Yeah. I'm not going to reveal how many chapters we have left, but like it just by definition, it's just not that much.
Yeah,
and you can see it, right?
We'll be done, but with the fights by the end of this month.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Yeah, this is June is the end, the end of Wano, basically.
Yeah,
which is insane to think about.
Weird. Very weird. That being said, before we wrap things up, we do have the other part of this interview with Jinbei's voice actor. So let's see what kind of questions he got. Hello, Hoki-san. I have a question. Do your lower teeth get in the way when you talk? Talking about Jinbei's underbite. He's like, yes. I consulted a fishman dentist, but he said you shouldn't pull it out, and then just laughs.
All right.
Do you have webbing on your hands, Hoki-san? Of course, although it's a remnant. Everyone has it, right? He's talking about the little.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Yeah. Hoki-san, which is your type, Nami or Robin? Robin, you seem to know a lot about fishmen. Man of taste. Have you ever done any martial arts? I've been doing judo since 3rd grade. It's a black belt, so not bad.
Oh. Wow.
If Jinbei ate a devil fruit, what kind of fruit do you think it would be? Gyojin is a fishman who can live both on land and in the sea. Tori Tori no Mi, it's too painful to be unable to swim. So I guess...
That'd be the bird?
I think that's the phoenix fruit, yeah.
Is it just bird?
Oh, just bird, yeah.
Yeah. The phoenix would be it would presumably be like a model of
right.
Yeah.
Next up, do you really like mermaids? I like beautiful mermaids. Just laughs.
Wow. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah, seriously. Please tell me your favorite fish. Nodoguro, because it's delicious. I don't know that fish.
Me neither.
I didn't realize this. Jinbei and Moria, who is the most difficult guy to play? Apparently Hoki also voiced Gecko Moria.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he got to be two warlords.
2 warlords of the sea. Wow. Dang. That's cool.
And he says Jinbei because Jinbei himself has led a life of twists and turns. Oh gosh, I gotta send this over. It's not bad. Somebody asked him to draw Jinbei without looking at anything.
Oh, all right. I want to see this.
And you know what? He does pretty decent.
Pretty good. Yeah,
that's Jinbei. It looks like a 4th grader drew it, but that's Jinbei.
Yeah, it's recognizable.
Yeah. How would you describe Jinbei in 4-letter idioms? Go on fire, I guess. I was wondering if it was okay for someone like me to ask Hoki-san a question, so I couldn't pick up my pen. Damn it, negative hollow, and all depressed.
No,
I'm sorry that I drowned in kindergarten, even though I played a fish man. What? I don't know what Hoki means in that. Please tell us your favorite lines and scenes from Jinbei. A man who wants to join the future Pirate King is as timid as the 4 emperors. It's the scene where the sake cup is returned. Oh, okay, so when he gives back, that's a good one. Yes. In SBS Volume 99, Jinbei's specialty dish was revealed to be Katsuo no Tataki. Do you have a favorite dish? He says, stir-fried vegetables, vegetable ramen. When I was a kid, I used to make and eat them myself. And finally, Hoki-san, what kind of ability do you have? Please tell me. The ability of Poo-Poo no Mi. People call me Poo Taro because I faint with farts.
Okay.
Yep. Sure. And that's when Oda cuts in and goes, yes, thank you for your hard work, Hoki-san. It's time. Are you saying something useless like poo-poo no me? I can't stand being fainted by farts. Ugh, gross.
Like you can talk.
I know, right? He's like, Adochi, Ikan has no pulse. Well then, everyone disband. Let's go home. It's like, oh, Oda passed out. Bye. It's like, Oda's like, don't leave me alone, and that's it. Some decent questions in there. Got to learn a little bit. But it's, just like the others, it's extremely silly talking to the voice actors.
Yes, as usual.
Yep. So, yeah. That is our chapters for this week. And I'd say my assessment is not going to be as hard on it as I was. I felt like I might be.
It's a little more nuanced.
At the beginning of the podcast, but it's, you get the nuance in there.
Yeah.
And there's always good stuff. I was excited as hell reading this stuff. It's just like, oh, that's it. He's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. You want a little more out of it.
Which
I do
guess that's
think,
what the
like,
enemy's for.
yeah. We've been in Onigashima and certainly Wano for over 100 chapters at this point. I think 120 or so. So like, I'm sure Oda at this point was like, oh, just get it over with. Right?
I feel like there's definitely a part of that, as part of it was like, oh God, I'm still in Wano. Like I knew I had a lot to say, but good God.
We're almost there, but just gotta keep pushing, right? We're almost at the finish line.
So I'm looking at the episode, the thumbnails to try to see where we started. To put in perspective, it seems like we roughly began Wano at episode 197.
Okay.
And we are currently in 224. So, that's 27, 27 episodes on Wano. And it's still not done.
Christ. Man. I mean, what can I tell you, right? Like, this is the longest arc in the series for a reason. We have we're a bit past Dressrosa in length, which was like a smooth 100 basically. So we're here in the 120s, and still like the ending is in sight, but we're just got a little bit more left to go.
What's weird is that the follow-ups are relatively short comparatively. Like Egghead and I guess it's still going on, but Elbaf are shorter by comparison. I can't imagine Elbaf going as long as Wano.
Yeah, that's I talked to you about this. I think off recording. That's the funniest thing. If I may permit myself to talk about Elbaf for a little bit, just in very broad strokes. I don't know when it's ending. I have no idea. I thought it might be soon, and then if you're current on the manga and you know that we basically they're like took another swerve, and I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, man, all right.
I am so curious to how that arc is structured, because the way you were talking about it, I never would have expected Elbaf. It's just like,
oh, really? Okay,
yeah. I don't know why. I felt like for some reason I just expect Elbaf to be so much simpler. Like, hey, let's check in on the Giants. Hey, here's their culture. Okay, bye. type of thing. It just feels more like
that's the interesting thing. That's not incorrect. Is the interesting thing. I think it's certainly not yeah, I get. I don't want to say too much.
Right,
but you know,
right.
not. It's not like Wano. That's for certain in terms of structure. I think it's just very interesting. But yeah, I would have thought like, oh yeah, this will probably be about as long as Egghead at this point. I think it'll probably end this year, maybe. But the story, I really thought, I was like, okay, we got maybe 10 left, and now I'm like, who knows?
You know, it'd be kind of convenient if it ends and we can like have a decent stopping point while we sort of delay ourselves to let more chapters build up.
That is actually an interesting thought. Yeah, I think by the time we get caught up to the manga, I think Elbaf will probably like still be like, it will probably be over, but I think the next arc would still be fairly fresh.
Yeah. And
so, you know, maybe
I feel like
maybe
it might be
a
better.
Point.
I don't know whether it's better to take like enough breaks until the episodes build up, or I don't.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for how the heck we handle the podcast once we catch up.
And once we're caught up, it's a big question mark right now.
Yeah, I really don't know, because we know what we're going to cover next as far as manga once One Piece is over, but who knows how much longer that's going to be?
Who knows? That could be years at this point.
Yeah, it really could. So
yeah,
I got nothing, but
I'm glad that there are people who are on this journey with us, though.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have to start.
We'll figure it out together.
We're gonna start taking opinions about what the heck we do in those cases.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Where we have like I don't know, my thought was, because you can structure on a lot of podcast services and Patreon, like this is season 1 and episode whatever, and then when we start the next manga, that'll be season 2, and that's the Yu-Gi-Oh season. But now I'm like, okay, should we stop, do the Yu-Gi-Oh season, and have season 3 be the rest of One Piece whenever that finishes?
That would be weird.
It'd be really weird.
That might be what we have to do, but yeah, it's tricky. I have no idea.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Maybe Oda should just end it so he'll save us the trouble, please.
Yeah. I mean, I have ideas. Like, again, we have One Piece Odyssey in our back pocket to delay if we really want to. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
So we'll figure it out. And I think going chapter, I guess we could switch to chapter by chapter, but that feels so against what we are. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I think we could at least get an hour out of each chapter.
I guess if we really dig in and of course get the speculation going, really, there's that.
Yeah. And if we're current too, like I feel like there could be kind of like a, like have a back and forth with the community and whatnot, and people could I don't know. I feel like there's a way to do it. Maybe. Well, again, once we get closer, we'll figure that out. Right now, well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
But with that, I believe we've said all we've wanted to say about chapters 1031 to 1035 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and if you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am Brandon Bovia on BlueSky, talking about anime, manga, games, and my job, and that's it. No books to promote or anything. Just that Gear 5 is soon. We hadn't talked about that this whole episode, but
I know
by definition that we only have so much left. Don't forget about the Gear 5 shaped sword of Damocles hanging over us.
For sure. And I'll just once again promote the book, Communal History of Metroidvania Video Games. Most of my main writing is finished for that. Just doing edits and spot edits and little things here and there to just help along with the book, but it's right on track and ready to go. We haven't had a One Piece game since Odyssey. Give us that Metroidvania. We keep saying it.
I would devour a One Piece Metroidvania. And it would be so much cheaper to make. I'll see. Again, I'm getting I'm getting so upset just thinking about why they're not making one.
Just grab the old sprites from the One Piece GBA games.
Exactly. You could do it for $5 and a ham sandwich.
Yeah. That or you know, it'd be cool. I know they're doing original stuff now, but they did one. I forget the team's name now. The team that did a Toho Metroidvania, and then their next game was the Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit and Wonderland Metroidvania. Have them do it.
Get them. Yep.
I think they'd be a great studio for that.
I hadn't played that much of it. I think I talked about this before. I still think it's very funny that Inti Creates made a Love Live Metroidvania that was apparently pretty good.
I've heard it.
Get them on One Piece, man.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work too. Otherwise, if speaking of video games and stuff, we do have those bonus episodes over at the Patreon, which include us talking about the various video games that have come out for One Piece, which there's a lot. We actually was like, we'll cover this section. We had to cut it shorter because there were so many video games in that one section.
It's kind of surreal. It would never happen today.
And then we are discussing the very first of the One Piece filler arcs, which is Warship Island. So that's been a blast in the past, and interesting to see how it handles filler compared to more recent filler, at least as far as movies concerned, which we've talked about. But as soon as we wrap up the second half of Warship Island, we're doing commentary on these fights.
You need to see how these look.
So if you want to see me react to the anime episodes where these fights happen, if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early. That's our basic perk, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes like those commentaries, but also Q&As as well. Check out those. Maybe support. Always appreciated, but also make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 1036 to 1040 of One Piece. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
Whatever it takes. And after all, I made a promise to my captain and best friend.